garage and got my clutch out, and I know I've already shown this on the channel once before, obviously when I first got it, but I most certainly wanted to show you guys once again. Guys, this is a competition clutch, and obviously that's why I'm wearing my shirt. And to be straight up with you, I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't do that intentionally. Now, this is their ultra light flywheel. This is the one that is basically the lightest one that they have. Came with our new throwout bearing, clutch alignment tool, and I did get a 6-puck sprung clutch. Reason being is that this is a stock transmission, obviously. I don't want to tear my transmission up by using an unsprung clutch, dude. So I opted to go ahead and get the sprung clutch, so it's not so rough on the transmission, bro. I don't want to tear it up, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that I'm gonna say, whenever you buy a competition clutch, I don't know about any other clutch manufacturers, because honestly, I think that competition clutch is most certainly the best that you can get. I mean, before going to a multi-disc clutch, this is probably one of the most aggressive clutches that you can get. I mean, minus the fact that I got it sprung. What they are calling their stage 4 6-puck clutch. Another thing with competition clutch, you can get the double the clamping power. That's an option whenever you're getting your pressure plate, and it costs a little bit extra, but I went ahead and opted for the double the clamping power. Now, of course, that does make for a very, very hard clutch pedal, but I've always been a fan of that, bro. Like, I like to have a really stiff clutch pedal. Some people don't like that. Some people like it a little bit softer, but I don't know, that's just me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like for the clutch pedal to be hard as shit and to be basically getting a workout whenever you're using it. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is this little clutch arm. This thing is just kind of, you know, floating in here. It's actually really easy to remove. For those of you who don't know, you just kind of pull on it, just like that, and then it slides right off, because it has this little like spring mechanism on the back that actually it holds this ball basically into that little hole on the arm. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take this into the kitchen sink, and I'm going to just kind of scrub this thing and clean it up a little bit, of course, because you know how I like everything clean. And then I'll wipe this area down right here, put a dab of some new grease on there, and then we'll reinstall this arm with our new throwout bearing. And as for a little bit of grease to lubricate this thing, I'm just using some of that ARP assembly lubricant that came with our head studs, because I have quite a bit of it left in this little tube. And yeah, I don't have anything else. So my understanding that you don't really have to do this, but I want to. Alright, so you take your throwout bearing, you see it's got those little like prongs or teeth or whatever it is you want to call it on the back there. This is really simple. This bar slides inside of that. Okay, it literally just slides on there, just like that. Just what holds it in place is the fact that the bearing is around this shaft right here. So you want to slide your bearing over the shaft, and then you put your little clutch fork in. And then while you slide this thing back into that little spring mechanism, putting this section back on that ball in the back there, these teeth right here are going to slide into the throwout bearing. Just as easy as that, dude. And it is installed. Now obviously once it has the pressure of the actual pressure plate itself on there, it's not going to be able to go anywhere. But I mean, in this configuration, it's able to just kind of flop around. But that's pretty much it, dude. One more thing that I'm going to do is, you see on the shaft right here, it has like a lot of composites on the metal. Like some oxidation and stuff. I'm just gonna take like some 320 grit sandpaper or something and just kind of clean that up. Maybe even a wire brush, just something to get it clean and shiny, so that it's nice and smooth. all cleaned up, dude. Ready for the pilot bearing to slide on there and hopefully not have any kind of problems. I realized what it was. That was actually primer overspray whenever we painted the transmission. Yeah, buddy. That doesn't go on right now, just so you know. I was just trying it out. Alright, so I've had an extremely freaking busy week, okay? And the thing that sucks the most about it is I can't necessarily, I can't tell you guys about it yet. I can't tell you, but I will say that it most certainly is something very exciting. I can't wait to tell you guys, man. I will give you one thing. It's something for the E36, which is just going to really set this freaking car off. In other news, I am now blonde, bro.
Hold up.
What the fuck? Holy crap. Me and my daughter had a hair dyeing session. Made me do it, okay? She made me. I had no choice. Now back where we left off, here is our intermediate shaft, dude. And it came out freaking clean, right? I mean, for real, it looks brand new. It looks brand spanking new. Actually, I think it looks better than brand new. And I stopped at O'Reilly's, picked up some new axle seals to go into the transmission, just so we can pull these old ones out of here, put new ones in, so that we hopefully don't have any freaking leakage going on, you know what I'm saying? The dust shield, I did kind of straighten it out. It's not perfect, but I think it's gonna do pretty well, so we gotta get that tapped back on there. Okay, now you see these are the two axle seals that I got, and you can see that one is a lot bigger than the other one. And whenever I was at the auto parts store, I actually mentioned this to the guy that I think that this one might be wrong. He said to me that he is pretty confident that it was the right one, so, but it's the wrong one, dude! Here you see the smaller seal. It actually slides over the intermediate shaft and it sits in there pretty good. Grab the bigger one and it's just all freaking loosey-goosey in there, man, like its name's Ashley. Sorry to anyone named Ashley. Bring the axle over here. Smaller one does not fit. Larger one actually fits. And that feels pretty snug. That feels like that's where it should be. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one out of there, and I'm gonna use this one on this side where our intermediate shaft goes because this actually fits, but this is the one that fits on the axle, but as you can see, it is not gonna fit the transmission. The transmission axle seal on this side should actually be the same size as this one, except for with a larger, was it larger? Yeah, with a larger diameter hole in the center. Yeah, this one right here is incorrect, my friend, and we'll be going back to the store to get my $4.99, motherfucker. So to get this old seal out of here, I'm just gonna use my handy dandy little fancy little pry bar thingamabob and just pull it right out of there, just like that. With it all cleaned up, we can go ahead and slide our new axle seal. See, what I would say to do is to grab a socket that's big enough just to sit right around this lip right here and just gently tap this thing until it's flush right there. But I don't have a socket that big. At least I thought I did, but I can't find it. I think the 32 mil will still be too small. Forgot my sriracha sauce. So what I'm gonna do is actually place the old gasket right on top of it right there, and then slide the intermediate shaft in. Okay, yeah, just like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like extremely afraid to do this right now. This is sketchy as fuck. Degreasing all the freaking oil pan bolts, bro. I'm telling you, OCD is a freaking curse. so do I trust this gasket, dude? I don't know. It already looks like it's kind of bulging. You guys tell me, is that normal? I mean, I've definitely seen it before, but I'm probably just like most people that have a pain in the ass time with oil pan gaskets. Now this was most certainly, like I did it to 9 foot-pounds. I think I probably need to get a torque wrench that will do inch-pounds, just so I can get more of a precise torque on something like this, because I mean, with a big bulky torque wrench set at like its absolute lowest setting, I mean, that's not going to be very precise at all. But I mean, this gasket does look like it's bulging. Whenever I first bought this gasket and it was on a video, a lot of you guys had commented about how this gasket's kind of garbage. And they're a pain in the ass to kind of get to work without them splitting. I understand that. I've had the same issue before in the past, and I'm thinking about maybe getting that one that has the rubber on both sides with the little sheet of metal in between. Maybe I should have taken it easy on the sriracha sauce. If you guys remember during the engine building process, whenever we had the engine down to the machine shop and everything, I actually had the entire rotating assembly balanced. And when doing that, they needed my flywheel. Well, I gave them the entire clutch assembly. But the flywheel specifically, they had this actually balanced to the engine. That's what that little spot is right there where they drilled it out. If you look right here on the flywheel, they actually stamped it with a 0. And then if you look right here on the crank, where'd it go? Right there. They put a little stamp as well. So I need to make sure that that hole and this hole line up, and then it will be right back to the exact same spot that it is at whenever our rotating assembly got balanced. Come back here. I've had this thing in the freezer for the past couple of hours because I did test fit it and it was really, really freaking tight. Perfection. Make sure it fits on there. You already know. Now we'll take our clutch alignment tool and our actual clutch disc itself, slide that inside. You want these, the springs, the side that actually sticks out, that's going to be facing you. You want the more flat side to go in. Now before I put the pressure plate on, I just have some alcohol on this paper towel. I'm just wiping down the surface here. I already did the flywheel. Now there's only one way this will go on. Well, there it is, guys. That was the installation of our stage 4 competition clutch. I'm definitely excited about running this. It's one of the things I'm most certainly looking forward to, because I can say 100% that this is one of the nicest clutches I have ever had. I've most certainly had a competition clutch before, and I've had no problem with it. Now, this setup with the ultralight flywheel and the double the clamping power on the pressure plate, and just the fact that it's a brand new setup, and I'm excited for it, man. I'm most certainly excited for it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please hit the like button. I tried to include as much of the torque specs and torque sequences as I could, just to help any of you guys out who possibly need it. I mean, most of the stuff is pretty readily available just through a quick Google search, you know what I'm saying? But hope that helps some of you guys out. Make sure to smash that like button. So peace out, guys. I got a lot of very exciting stuff coming up, man, and I'll see you on the next one.